I really love when crypto projects bring people that are not native crypto degens to the space without even knowing that they are using the blockchain. I think this is the only path to mass adoption, and Render Network is this kind of protocol. Let's look into it and see if it's any good. Render Network has a very interesting utility. They're using GPU power from their participants on the network to render different kind of works like 3D animations and really heavy work that needs a lot of rendering. And this way, when you're working in this rendering industry and the creation of 3D graphics and so on, you don't need that much computational power to do all the rendering that is necessary, because for a fraction of the cost of buying a video card or whatever that can render your work, you can send it to render and they will render it with all the available GPUs that all the users have applied to participate. It's a really cool concept, and I think it has a very bright future, and there are a lot of things to like about this. So let's just start with few of them that I think are just amazing. First of all, the render token has real utility. Everyone that's want to use their service need to pay in render, and even if you don't own any render, so there are a couple of options. You can have render tokens, go buy them on a centralized exchange or whatever. The token is listed pretty much on all major exchanges, which is another thing that I really like. And you can pay for the services with render. But if you don't have it, and if you're not native to the crypto industry and you don't know how to go on an exchange and buy the tokens and transfer them and all of this, you can just pay with dollars, and in the background they will transact the dollars into render and actually send the renders to the people that will be processing your job. I think this is a really cool concept, and it's very easy as an interface, and it's very easy for the end user, which I think is extremely key for a crypto project. The next thing I wanted to show you is their update from 2022. I will link this below, so all the resources will be below, but if you go through it, there are so many things they're talking about, and they're all very technical. So it seems like the project is really focused on delivering and creating the best product possible, because all of this that's happening in the background is really technical, using the clouds for rendering, connecting all the users and so on. To have a seamless experience, you need a lot of innovation, and that's what I'm seeing here and what I'm reading from last year. And I encourage you to watch this video, even if you don't understand everything that's happening here. I think it's actually really cool to see the cool things that people are developing in this industry, because for me personally it's quite interesting. But as an investor, go and watch this Breakpoint 2022, where the CEO talks about their innovation and what they're doing. And even the likes of Google and Amazon are already using their services. And actually, I think one of the reasons why render has become so popular in the recent months is also because they're using some AI in the processes. This is not the main thing that they do, but definitely it seems like they will be utilizing AI for future workflows, which gives them another narrative in crypto land where this could push the price as an AI play. But even without this, and even without the big names, I can tell you I've personally had such kind of issues while trying to render a 4K video, for example, on my laptop, which is not the most powerful laptop out there. These real details really give it hard time, and when it comes to animations and stuff like this, this is even more difficult. And actually, I wanted to show you a quick video. This is from Purgy Penguins, which are also using render services. This is a very popular NFT project right now, and they're building their collection of physical toys, and they have used Render Network to build all of this. This is all 3D, and as you can see, it's super realistic, and you can tell that it's been a lot of work to do this rendering wise. And also I like to see such kind of big names that are partnering up with Render, because one of the things that I not exactly like is that they're not putting so much effort into their marketing. They're focused mainly on developing the product as it stands. So definitely, as you can see from their Twitter, there's a lot of space for development, a lot of innovation, and actually a lot of applications for these services. And I think they will definitely not go broke, and they're not relying only on their token inflation to make money. They have real case and real revenue that is coming in. And actually this brings me to the last point, which is a big one when it comes to crypto project, is that they have introduced a burning mechanism to their tokenomics, which is actually quite powerful. There are a lot of details about this. It actually caused the price to pump, but if I try to just explain it briefly, pretty much people, they're paying for the services on Render with USD and not with the native token. The project will be burning the equivalent render of the USD that the people are buying. So this introduces a lot of deflation into the system, which I think is great. And I really love to see such kind of projects where they have like 3 or more factors that I'm really looking into. And one of them is deflation, real life utility for the token, and of course user adoption, which we could slightly see that they have. I don't think they're still at the really big curve of increasing of their adoption, but we can see from this dashboard here that there are more and more addresses that are keeping Render on the Ethereum network, and they have been growing in the past months. As you can see, this could all be speculation, and actually this brings me to the things that I don't really like about this project, because a lot of people are speculating on the AI side, but also now on the Purge Penguins and all the other stuff, and this is causing for the price to increase quite significantly. We're going to look into the price in just a little bit, but this could all be hype, and this token is already quite overvalued in my opinion, at least temporary for the market conditions that we're in. They're close to 1 billion in market cap, and the tokens in circulations are 360 million, which is also another thing that I don't really like. I couldn't find clear tokenomics about this project. There's this spreadsheet that explains the emissions and how the inflation will be decreasing in the coming months and years, but I couldn't see pretty much clear allocation of all the money and all the tokens. I think most of the tokens are owned by the project, which is not exactly something that I like, but to be honest, I don't like the lack of transparency when it comes to who has the tokens, like where they're distributed. If we look into this table, and let me just zoom in a little bit, currently we have around 366 million tokens in circulation, and as you can see from month 0 we should be having 386, and we're not definitely in month 0. This is an older project, so let's say we're close to 400 million tokens in circulation, and currently we're 366. I'm not sure that the numbers here on CoinGecko are 100% accurate, but this seems to be that there's already some deflations in the system, which is definitely good. But honestly, you know, I couldn't, this is just my speculation right now, I couldn't have a clearer picture from the documentation about all of this. And if we go back here to the active users graph, this is not actually the active users, these are the active addresses and the new accounts on Ethereum. So I really want to see a dashboard of how many people are using their services. This is not available, I couldn't find it at least, but Render, if you're watching this and if you like this video, just give us this information. We want to see the user growth, and you have done an amazing job at summarizing all the technical aspects of what you have done in 2022, but you have not provided us as investors and as people interested in this project of what are the users and how many clients do you have, and you know, what is the revenue and all those things that you could see easily in stocks but you cannot here on Render. I think this is also a bit of a red flag, so just keep this in mind whenever you're looking into this project. Now let's look at the charts and let's discuss the plans for this project, because I think it's quite interesting. First of all, this is the weekly chart, and you can see that price has already pumped quite a lot from its accumulation. This zone, I think this token is definitely riding on the AI wave, but also fundamentally, as you can see, they're delivering quite a lot. So from the bottom here already to the price that we're currently in, we're up around 500% and close to $1 billion valuation. Definitely, I think this is getting a little bit expensive. However, with that said, as you can see, we're at a key level here, this area around $2.50. And if we start breaking above this, or if we start forming an accumulation here in this lower range around $2, I think this could be one of the good plays for the potential bull market that we have in crypto. We don't really have price history long far back, and this hasn't really had a cycle, so there are not that many back holders. And definitely whenever I see strength on the chart, I cannot disregard it. These are the type of tokens that I'm really looking into and I'm hunting for, and especially when you combine it with relatively good fundamentals, excluding the tokenomics concern that I already mentioned. I truly believe this token has potential. It's forming like higher highs, higher lows. We're potentially at a breakout zone here. I'm not sure that with the price where Bitcoin is right now, this will have and will catch legs, but actually this will give me more conviction if it just consolidates in this area and it doesn't break out here and runs another 100 or 200% to some of the higher targets. When it comes to future targets, realistically, from what I see right now, if we break out, we could pull a couple of fips. So something around $6 could be an easy first target. Let me see if we find some confluence here with another fib. Yeah, so around $6, around $8, I believe easily this could go there. And if it really catches legs and we obviously get into a parabolic season at some point on the crypto markets, I think this could be an easy 10x. This would mean around 10 billion valuation. That is not that huge in my opinion. Currently we have a lot of tokens and this kind of valuation that are probably not as good fundamentally as render, and this means that something around $20 potentially in the future, could be a realistic price target if they continue delivering, and if we see some narratives here with the AI and so on catching legs from the bottom here of accumulation. That will be around 4,000 to 5,000% in returns, and from the current point, as I said, it will be around 10x. So this will be $24 per token. Could it go higher? Definitely, but I wouldn't be betting all my money, and definitely if I'm investing into this, I'll be taking profits even before doing a 10x, and I'll just leave a runner. That's everything for this video for render. If you want to watch more reviews, I have plenty of them on my channel, and if you have any questions, you know how to find me.